Hi there, Sam Medina from the Rift Online Church. Today I want to talk to you about 1 Corinthians 14:29, a very misinterpreted scripture. It's the one that says that he that prophesies speaks to the church to edification, exhortation, and comfort. And a lot of people have interpreted that to mean that the prophet in the New Testament must always be positive, he must always be comforting, it always has to be encouraging, and that's not true. Exhortation is not always encouragement. When I served in the United States Marine Corps, my drill instructors exhorted me a whole lot. They were never nice. They edified me for sure. They got me into the best shape of my life. And in the end, even to this day, I got out in 1997. Here we are 2014, 17 years later. Their training is still a comfort to me. Because every time I come into a situation that requires courage, that requires a little bit of a gut check, their training comes in real handy. So they did, in the end, the result of the process of being trained by them was edification, exhortation, and comfort. But the process itself may not be comfortable. There may be times a prophet must correct. A prophet might rebuke. A prophet might even have to say something that to the person themselves is not a comfort. But it comforts the church. Acts chapter 5. We're talking New Testament here. Peter delivers a prophetic word on twice that leaves someone dead. I'm sure Ananias and Sapphira were not comforted. Not at all. They died. But afterward, there's all these miracles and good stuff happening for the church. The church was comforted. Two bad people died. The church was comforted. Then you go on to Acts chapter 13. Paul speaks a prophetic word to a false prophet, and he ends up being blind. It says for a season, but it doesn't say exactly how long that season was. So he's struck blind by a prophet, by the word of the Lord, for an unspecified period of time. I'm pretty sure he wasn't encouraged and he wasn't comforted, especially considering what he was doing. He was trying to turn someone aside from the faith. There's no way that the word of the Lord would come to encourage him. That's something we got to grow up, saints. We always want to get encouraged. We're always looking for somebody to give us an encouraging word even when we're doing what's wrong. That's not God's order. We already have two instances there. If you go into the book of Revelation, Jesus Christ himself has some very uncomfortable things to say to some of the churches. And if we rewind back to Matthew chapter 24, my goodness, Jesus had a whole lot of uncomfortable things to say. And he's the prophet par excellence. And not only is the greatest prophet of all, but he is the testator of the New Testament. Who do you think knows more about the New Testament? You or Jesus? It's his testament. I'm pretty sure he knows what he's doing. And if we understand that the disciple is not above his master, there may very well be times when there is a real word from God that does not appear to be comfortable. It may produce comfort eventually. The process of exhortation isn't always comfortable. The process of edification isn't always comfortable. Ask any bodybuilder. They edify themselves, but let me tell you, you're going to be sore after a good workout. It's not always easy. It's not always comfortable. It's not always comforting at the time. But the end result is comfort, either to the person it's being delivered to or to the church in general. Depends on the situation. The situation did not call for Ananias and Sapphira to be comforted. Certainly didn't call for comfort for LMS the sorcerer, who was trying to turn someone aside from the faith. He was a false prophet. Scripture is very clear. So I want you to consider these things. That edification, exhortation, and comfort may not always be comfortable at the time. But if it's a real word from God, eventually it will produce comfort. Depending on the circumstances. Like I said, Ananias and Sapphira and Elymas the sorcerer, there was no comfort coming for them. So consider that. God bless you, and God keep you.